Welcome to Sports Roundup on this Friday night, August 29th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins here, and let's start it off at Tropicana Field down in Tampa, St. Pete, Florida here, where the Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays square off in a 4-game weekend series on this Labor Day weekend in 2014, and the Red Sox scoring started out of the gates fast as Eunice Cespedes singles on a soft fly ball to right fielder. Matt Joyce and Brock Holt scores and Dustin Pedroia to third. 1-0 in favor of Red Sox. And then Dan Nava singles on a ground ball to left fielder Brendan Geyer and Dustin Pedroia scores and Eunice Cespedes to second base. 2-0 in favor of the Boston Red Sox. And then Will Middlebrooks reaches on a missed catcher by second baseman Ben Zobrist. Then assistant pitcher Chris Archer and Eunice Cespedes scores and Dan Nava to third and Mookie Betts to second. And it's 3-0 in favor of the Boston Red Sox here. And then in the top of the second, Eunice Cespedes doubles on a fly ball to right field. Matt Joyce and David Tree scores 4-0 in favor of the Red Sox. And to top the cherry on the Hot Fudge Sunday, Mookie Betts hits a grand slam to left field, and Eunice Cespedes scores, and Mac Napoli scores, and Dylan Nava scores as the Red Sox double their lead to 8-0 here. Third homer season for Mookie Betts here. But then in the bottom of the second, the Tampa Bay Rays made things interesting here as Kevin Kiermaier scores on a line drive to center field of Mookie Betts as Kiermaier picks up a single and Yona Escobar scores and Ryan Hannigan to second base. Red Sox lead is now 8-1. And then bottom of the fifth, Brendan Geyer homers on a fly ball to left field and Ryan Hannigan and Geyer scores. The Red Sox lead is now 8-3. And top of the seventh, the Red Sox had a chance to add more runs to the lead in the top of the seventh inning, but failed to do so as the Tampa Bay Rays get another run in the bottom of the ninth as Brendan Geyer singles on a ground ball to center fielder Mookie Betts and Kevin Kiermaier scores an Mexican pitching as the Red Sox now lead at 8-4, but the Tampa Bay Rays ran out of steam as the Boston Red Sox defeat the Tampa Bay Rays down at St. Pete 8-4 as now they improve their record to 59-75 in the season here. The win for the Red Sox will go to Anthony Renando here. He had 16 pitch, 5 hits, 3 runs, and 3 earned runs, and 3 batted balls, and struck out 4 and gave up that homer here. As now, Renando's record is now 3-0, while Chris Archer falls at 8-7 here. Next up for the Red Sox here, the Red Sox and Rays will square up in the second game of a 4-game series down in Tampa. As the Boston Red Sox have Alan Rips on the mound, Red Sox ball. Jake Odorizzi on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays. Okay, let's take a look at other scores around the majors here. Bottom of 6, Cleveland leading Kansas City 4-0 at the bottom of 6. Bottom of 7, Detroit Tigers lead the Chicago White Sox 7-1. Top of 8, Texas Rangers are cruising over the Houston Astros 13-2. Top of the 9, Chicago Cubs lead the St. Louis Cardinals 9-2. Or 7-2. For the Cubs and the top of the 9 for the Cardinals here. Top of the 5th, Colorado Rockies and Arizona Diamondbacks. No score on the top of the 5th. Bottom of the 3rd, Angels of Los Angeles and New York Yankees. No score out in Anaheim here. Out in San Diego on the top of the 3rd, Los Angeles Dodgers trail the San Diego Padres 1-0 in the top of the 3rd here. Bottom of the 2nd, Seattle Mariners lead the Washington Nationals 2-1 in the bottom of the 2nd inning here. And the bottom of the 1st, San Francisco Giants lead the Milwaukee Brewers 3-0 here. And other scores on the final, Pittsburgh Pirates nip the Cincinnati Reds 2-1. Baltimore Orioles all over the Minnesota Twins 9-1. New York Yankees over the Toronto Blue Jays 6-3. New York Mets over the Philadelphia Phillies, 4-1. And Atlanta Braves over the Miami Marlins, 5-2. How about those Red Sox? Coming around in late August, and let's see what September has to offer in store for the Red Sox there. As the Red Sox elimination number in the regular season is 11, and the elimination number in the wild card is at 16 here. Okay, let's take a look at the American League standings, and here we stand in MLB here. Baltimore Orioles have a 7-game lead on the New York Yankees for first place in the American League East here. In the American League Central, Kansas City has a 1.5-game lead on the Detroit Tigers. And with the score stand, Kansas City will be 74-60, and Detroit will be 73-60. So, as it stands, Kansas City's lead in the American League Central will be cut to a half a game if the scores stand here out in Kansas City and Detroit. Los Angeles Angels have a 2-game lead on Oakland A's for first place in the American League West there. In the National League here, the Washington Nationals have a 5.5-game lead on Atlanta Braves for first place in the National League East there. And the National League Central, the Milwaukee Brewers have a 1.5-game lead on the St. Louis Cardinals for first place in the National League Central. And in the National League West, the Los Angeles Dodgers have a 4.5-game lead on the San Francisco Giants for first place in the National League West here. And take a look at our standings here. The wild card standings, if the season were to end tonight here, the Los Angeles Angels will get the 1 seed, the Baltimore Orioles with the 2 seed, and the Kansas City Royals will get the 3 seed here. And Seattle and Detroit will play 1 wild card game to see who will play Oakland. And the winner of the Seattle-Detroit game will play Oakland, and then the winner of that game will face the Los Angeles Angels there. And in the National League here, the Washington Nationals will get the 1 seed, the Los Angeles Dodgers the 2 seed, and the Milwaukee Brewers the 3 seed. And the San Francisco-St. Louis game will decide who will play Washington in the divisional playoffs here. So this is how the playoffs will stand if the season were to end tonight here. Alright, take a look down on the farm at Pawtucket here, where the Pawtucket Red Sox here are clinging to a wild card lead on the Buffalo Bisons and the Rochester Red Wings here, and the Paul Sox edge at the Syracuse Chiefs at McCoy 2-1 here as now. Take a look at other scores around it. International League here. In a doubleheader, Durham sweeping a doubleheader with Norton Tides. First 2-1 in the first game, the 1-0 in the second 11 innings there. Charlotte over Gwinnett 7-2. Lehigh Valley nipping Scranton Wilkes-Barre 6-5. Toledo over Louisville 9-4. Rochester 3, Buffalo 2. And Indianapolis 9, Columbus 7. Okay, take a look at the International League standings here. The Syracuse Chiefs have clinched a playoff here, and the Paul Sox now trail the Syracuse Chiefs by 1.5 games in the International League North, and Buffalo's been eliminated from the division contention here. And take a look at the wild card since Durham's clinched the International League South and Columbus Clippers clinched the International League West here. Okay, take a look at the wild card. The Pawtucket Red Sox have a 2-game lead on the Rochester Red Wings for first place in the International League wild card standings there. Over the Rochester Red Wings have elimination numbers at 2. Buffalo Bison's elimination number 1 there. And take a look at the International League schedule here. The Paw Sox have got about 3 games left in there. Regular season here. Tomorrow against Syracuse and 2 games against Rochester on Sunday and Monday here. Okay. Here is the dilemma here. Here is the dilemma. Okay. If Pawtucket wins on Saturday, they'll be a half game behind Syracuse for first place in the International League here, which means that if Buffalo wants to stay alive in the playoffs, then they must beat Rochester or their season is over here. And then Pawtucket must win all of its games over Rochester in order to have a chance at a division title. If they want to have a chance at a division title, then the Syracuse Chiefs must lose their remaining games against Buffalo. And if the Syracuse Chiefs win games and Pawtucket wins their games, then Syracuse will get the wild card. No, the Syracuse Chiefs will get the division and Pawtucket Red Sox the wild card. But if Pawtucket wins out all the games and Syracuse loses out, then the Paw Sox will get the division and the Syracuse Chiefs the wild card. That's how the International League North will be decided here. We'll have to find out here. Okay. Take a look up the street from here at the TPC of Boston at the Deutsche Bank Golf Championship in Norton. Ryan Palmer, one of these related to Arnold Palmer. He has a 15 one-putts and needed only 21 putts total and carded a 9 under 63 to grab the Deutsche Bank Championship lead on Friday as Roy McCoy opened with a 70 while Phil Mickelson had a 74 as Ryan Palmer has a 2-stroke lead over Keegan Bradley through 1 round at the Deutsche Bank Championship at TPC in Boston and Norton here. Okay, take a look at our WNBA action here. And Minnesota taking on Phoenix in the conference finals here. And in the WNBA Western Conference Finals here. And it's Phoenix Mercury leading the Minnesota Lynx 42-31 here. Okay. Let's take a look at tonight's college football scoreboard here. Tonight it is Colorado leading Colorado State 10-7. Arizona and UNLV. No score for 1 quarter. And in the second quarter it's Texas San Antonio over Houston 14-0 here. A full slate of the college football games are coming up to read on Saturday here. Okay, let's take a look at what is going on in the world of sports here. Mariana Lucic-Baroni, after defeating Simona Halep on Friday, Lucic-Baroni strong forehand helped her rally from her first set deficit and win her second set at 6-2. With his UFC belt over his shoulder, TJ Dillashaw is greeted by members of the state senate during a visit to the Capitol in Sacramento. In Santa Clara, the 49ers knew this was coming, but will the reality be too much to overcome? The 9-game suspension All-Pro linebacker Alden Smith announced Friday he will make the Super Bowl path for a team that has played in 3 straight. Hampton, Georgia, Tony Stewart exhaled heavily as he sank in a chair beyond the table that designing water in a Coca-Cola bottle emblazoned with his first name. In Toronto, after when a baseball player develops a health problem on the road, he is sent back to the team's home city to have tests and see the team's physician here. As Massachusetts Tanaka to work on a sore arm. In Norton, Massachusetts, American Ryan Palmer, whose Putting has been razor sharp for the past 6 weeks, upstage some of the golf's biggest names as they surge to a 2-shot lead in the Deutsche Bank Championship on Friday. In New Orleans, Pelicans center Anthony Davis will help his team USA anchor the front line during the FIBA World Cup tournament. As for Birdmaker, he settled for 100 par 33-37-70 in the opening round of the Deutsche Bank Championship. The 2012 championship went just 1 for 5 and scrambling en route to 4 bogeys at the TPC Boston today. Roger Goodell is on the right track to instituting new penalties for domestic violence by league employees, but Lower Hudson Valley women's rights advocates say he didn't go far enough. Spain's Marc and Pau Gasol anchor the best front court in the FIBA World Cup. Kevin Harvick took yet another pole this time in the big assist from turning to the team owner's turn to the track. Harvick in his first season with the Stewart House Racing turned a fast lap of 190.398 Friday night to win the pole for the NASCAR sprint. Los Angeles police said Friday that they were investigating whether USC football player Josh Shaw and his girlfriend were involved in a domestic violence incident last weekend. Josh Harrison hit an RBI triple and scored on Jose Tabata's tie-breaking single in the 8th inning, leading the Pittsburgh Pirates to a 2-1 victory over the Cincinnati Reds on Friday night. The campus at Texas Tech University was filled with anticipation on Friday afternoon as students prepared for Saturday's season-opening football game. Seattle Mariners' Jesus Montero sits in the dugout before a baseball game against the San Diego Padres in Seattle, as incident with a scat draws club's ire. And Timmons said that the school failed Frank Shannon and that the school was making her plan a scapegoat, and he has been paying in a way that is no way to how he is. Timmons said about Shannon and that he will stand on the sideline in silent protest. And Syracuse starting quarterback Terrell Hunt was ejected from the Orange game against Villanova on Friday night for throwing a punch. And that's going to be it for the sports roundup on this Friday night, August 29th, 2014. I'm PJ with you, everyone. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow right after the Red Sox Tampa Bay Rays game on Nesson tomorrow night. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.